この近くのはずなんだけど。
All right, everybody, we are hopping into a 200% video here for Bulma level 10 links, 200% leader skill. We got all the things going right for us right here. So we're starting out here on turn 2. So we do have Bulma right here. We've got her linked up with Kid Goku. They do share several links, and then we're also getting B-Pan here, who's giving a couple other links. So we've got 5 links active here. We have support from this Kid Goku right here. He is giving 50% attack and defense to Dragon Ball Saga and Youth category allies. It's either or, so we are only getting 2 key and 50% attack and defense, which is really nice. And then we also are getting this Vegeta support right here. I haven't used this guy in a while, and I could do a 200% video for him soon because I did actually get him rainbowed recently. But he does give 30% attack and defense multiplicative to all allies after receiving 3 hits in battle for 2 turns, once only. So we do have that up right here. Didn't really have a better play last turn. I would have liked to save it for later in the fight, but we do have it now, so we're going to make the most of it. Just some quick highlights of Bulma before we actually hop into her showcase here. I will do a full breakdown at the end, so stay tuned for that. But just some highlights that I would like to point out. Bulma's super attack effects, she greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and on her 18 key, she gets a 50% chance to crit for every attack for the rest of battle, or not rest of battle, for the rest of the turn. So if she double supers, both of those super attacks will have a 50% chance to crit if you get the 18 key. And then her 12 key super attack is greatly raises attack for 1 turn and lowers attack. These are fantastic. Super attack effects, you know, greatly raising attack and defense on both, the crit chance on the 18 key, the lowering attack on the 12 key. It's just great for every event in the game. Very, very, very good. Her passive skill, just some highlights again that we want to point out, is that she guards for 7 turns. She creates rainbow key spheres of, like, she'll randomly change a type of key sphere other than STR, which is important. But she randomly changes a key sphere of another type other than STR to rainbow key spheres, which is very good, very helpful to the team, and then very helpful to her because she is STR, so hopefully you'll have a couple of those laying around. You can get some to her. She heals from it, and she's also a nuker from it, so that's very good. Let's see, so guard, rainbow orb changing, damage reduction, she builds up 7% at the start of each turn, up to 77%. Now, that is at the start of each of her turns, so that's going to take, like, what, 22 turns in total to build up? That's very unrealistic that you're ever going to get that in full, but it is just a nice, like, little extra thing that she has that helps take the damage off of attacks as you get further into the battle, which is nice, especially because you only ever guard for 7 turns. But 7 turns right now is going to be easy for pretty much any fight that's out right now. And then she also gives all allies key +3 and attack and defense 37% for 2 turns with 5 or more key spheres obtained, which is just usually very easy to get with this Bulma. Occasionally, I have been, you know, like, not had good luck with her, and we, you know, don't get good rainbow orb changing, or just for whatever reason, you know, we can't feed her orbs on the turns, so there is that. And then lastly, the last thing I want to point out here is her active skill. She does have, you can get it on turn 7, which is, you know, her last turn with guard and everything like that. It changes the entire field to STR, which is great because she's a nuker, so it basically gives you a full heal. She does a ton of damage, and then she also gives all allies 7 key and 17% attack and defense, and super effective against all types. Again, that's to all allies for the turn, so very, very, very powerful LR. Maybe still the best in the game, probably still the best in the game. Let's go ahead and get going here, so I guess I can't lie. In my last tier list, I actually did have Bulma as the, what did I have her as? Oh, I want to save those for Bulma. Man, okay, but I guess we can't get Battlefield Diva and Legendary Power active here, because I want to get all of these orbs with Bulma, and if I get them with Kid Goku, then I, you know, can't give them to Bulma, so here we go, let's grab those. So Kid Goku actually works really well with Bulma because, you know, he gives the 50% support, the key, and then if you can get him his 7 orbs, then he can also give an additional 8% damage reduction and 8% chance to crit, which is, again, just fantastic. We're not going to be able to get that here, but we do not really need it on this turn, so not a huge deal. Let's grab those, and then let's grab these with B-Pan. We should be taking out Goku Black and Zamasu here. So again, 50% support from Kid Goku and the 30% multiplicative support from Vegeta. And she starts out with a 12 million attack stat, a guaranteed additional super coming in, and a 50% chance to crit. That's really good. Also, you know, she's giving 2-turn support to all allies here. Everybody's getting 3 key and 37% attack and defense on both of these turns. Guys, if that doesn't look like the best unit in the game, or one of, I don't know what is. But again, no, I actually did have her as 2 in my last tier list. The reason for that is because she's not a good leader unit. Like, at the end of the day, her leader skill is really not runnable in current content. I mean, it's okay, all things considered. It is Dragon Ball Seekers or Dragon Ball Saga Key 4, HP Attack and Defense 150%. But whenever I was considering it during the 8th anniversary, that was the last tier list that I did, you know, I was looking at it and I was like, the GT Duo have like this just insane leader skill. I was going through my top 10 units, and I got up there to Bulma and the GT Duo and like Orange Piccolo, and I was trying to decide who is number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3, and you know, it was really close, and then I was just looking at it, and I was looking at their leader skill, and I was like, almost every single one of these top 10 units that I ranked are on that GT Duo leader skill, and that's ultimately what pushed them over the edge for me. It's like, their leader skill was just so far and away better than Bulma's that I just had to push them above. But now that we've had this new level of power creep, with the worldwide download celebration here, some of those units are not quite as good in my top 10. You know, that team is not quite as tight as it was coming out of the 8th anniversary on Global and Tanabata on JP. So I think I do have to adjust, you know, some of those points down now, and Bulma being one of the very few units who can go slot 1 against some of these big bosses does give her bonus points now in my books. So anyway, here we go. We got a rotation with the Kid Gokus now. We want to get 7 orbs, but we have 3 rainbow orb changers on the rotations, so might be a little bit difficult here. Let's see if I can go ahead and put Kid Goku here in slot 1. And hopefully knock down some of these orbs here to... I mean, look at this. This is insane. Can we have more rainbow orbs, please? I mean, not actually. I don't want them. All right. Well, I guess we'll just get 5. 5 is the most orbs that we can get here. So let's go ahead and grab those. That still gives us the 2-turn support. Bulma is at 418k defense here. Again, she does get 50% on both super attacks, and she... well, she's guaranteed to do 1 here, but if we get 7 orbs, then she'll double super, which would effectively be a 100% defense raise. But right here, we're only guaranteed to get 1, so it'll be a 50% defense raise. So post super attack here, she is over 600k defense with guard and 14% damage reduction. That is absolutely insane. And then she's also, you know, supporting everything else. So this Bulma, if you guys, you know, can't tell, is just very good. I could have put her in slot 1 here, but I just wanted to put her in the middle to see if we could get some better orbs. Oh, no. All right, there we go. But I could have... what I was trying to do was just get more orbs for Bulma so that we could get her to double super. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to do that. She doesn't need to double super here or anything like that, but, you know, it just does... I don't know. I don't know what it does. But also another thing that Bulma does is, you know, she is obviously supporting Kid Goku. I mean, that's great, right? That they make a great rotation. But she also does give him his unit super attack, so that is very nice as well. Gives him a little bit of extra damage here. Very nice, Kid Goku. If you're wondering how you should build Bulma, it's definitely with chord issues. Alright, I reset the turn here, but if you're wondering how you should build Bulma, it is definitely with dodge. I don't really think there is an argument for anything else. Bulma has the 50% chance to crit on her 18 key, which will apply to every other attack that she does on the turn after you get the 18 key. Like, key is not really an issue for her, as you can see. I mean, this is definitely like a juiced setup for her, but all things considered, like, this is not out of the realm of possibilities, right, in terms of, you know, like a team build. I mean, maybe not for like the new red zone stages, right? But typically just orbs are not an issue for her because of her orb changing, and then she does just have a ton of key built into her passive as well. So it's not really ever an issue for her to get an 18 key super attack most of the time, at least as far as I've found. So, you know, I do think getting the 18 key is consistent enough that you don't really need to give her crit. And then, again, she's rainbow orb changing, so if you can get her 7 orbs, she has a built-in additional as well. So you don't really need additionals as much either. Dodge is just going to give her the ability to shore up her defense, like, a lot more. So I do think that is what you want to go for her build. What should we do here? This doesn't really matter. I'll just cut and come back whenever we have Bulma on rotation again. I don't have anything else to say at the moment. Alright, we're back here with the rotation with Bulma. Now, I could go ahead and pop Kid Goku's active skill here. I think I will, just to get his extra defense here in slot 1. He doesn't really need it, but I'm just going to pop it here just to get the extra defense going, like I said. So there we go. We should be able to get 7 orbs for both Bulma and Kid Goku. I believe Kid Goku only needs 7, right? It's not 8. For some reason in my mind, I think it's 8, but I think the effect that he gets is 8%. Yeah, with 7 key spheres, he gets an 8% chance to crit and 8% damage reduction for all allies. I've been watching some of my videos back recently, and the way I say damage reduction is just like reduction. Like, I don't say reduction. Like, I don't get the duct in there. So, listen, Personal pet peeve of mine, but anyway. It's just, like, I don't know, I sit down to record videos, I don't drink water, my mouth just, like, dries up into nothing, and then I come in here and try to talk, and I already have, like, a really naturally, like, fat tongue, so things like words don't work well for me. And so then I come in here and try to do a video, and things just do not go well. But anyway, this is going to be a great rotation for Bulma. We have the same support from Kid Goku, but now we have Brainiacs active from this guy right here. So they actually do share, like, all the links that we have active here are from this guy. The only thing we're actually getting from Kid Goku that's different is Fierce Battle. Oh my goodness. I really can't speak. So this is a good rotation. Again, 477k defense. This is now her third turn, so she is still guarding. And she has 21% damage reduction built up. And again, supporting all allies. Just looks really good. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what people want me to say other than Bulma looks really good here. We're going to go ahead and keep going until we get her active skill on video. And I believe we should be able to get her active skill with B-Pan's active skill as well. Now, that won't really juice it up too much because I believe those effects go in the same phase and they get added together because they're both active skill buffs. Like, they're the same type of buff, so they get added to each other. So it's not like they're going to multiply against each other. What does B-Pan give? 30%? So we'll be getting 30% plus Bulma's 17%. And then, you know, of course, by the way, 10 million attack stat, 50% chance to crit, and a guaranteed double super here is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 10 million into a 7. Again, this also has a 50% chance to crit. Yeah, do it. Uh-huh. And we could have done one more from the hidden potential system. Yeah, that's just insane. And then if you build her full dodge, then she essentially can also have, like, a medium chance to dodge or maybe a 25%, however much you decide to go on her. So, I mean, listen, that's just... It's so powerful. It's so powerful what she does. You may wonder why you would give her dodge, you know, considering how defensive she is already. And the reason for that is because occasionally, you know, you would just rather not take damage at all. Like, she may tank it decently well, but you'll be better off if she just tanks it for nothing. So that's kind of the argument there. This is unfortunate. This guy is not guarding, but he has stacked up quite a bit, and he is getting support from this guy. I think we're going to leave this Kid Goku in slot 1 here. Anyway, I'll come back on the next rotation, which will be like the juiced rotation for Bulma. All right, here we go. So this is going to be the juiced turn for Bulma. Now, I am going to start out with Kid Goku in slot 1 here. I can get his 7 orbs. So let's go ahead and grab those. I guess we'll attack... We'll just attack with... we'll attack Zamasu just in case here. And what we're going to get to see on this turn is a great example of how Bulma's active skill, even though she doesn't have healing built into her kit, it is a great example of how you can get some good healing and effect from her. So let's go ahead and grab Goku's 7 orbs. That'll give everybody the extra damage reduction and crit chance on the turn. And then let's go ahead and turn off the active skill skips here. Actually, let's leave them on. We can just play, we'll play B-Pans, or we'll skip B-Pans. And then we'll play Bulma's, so... Alright, here we go. Alright, now let's play Bulma's active skill. Okay, there we go. Now, you notice the entire field here is now STR key spheres. Bulma is giving everybody 7 key and 17% attack and defense and super effective against all types. Every single character on this rotation is getting that. Now, Bulma's defense here is at 346k before we collect orbs. And now we're going to collect all of these orbs. Let's go ahead and attack Rose right here. So this is the full field of orbs. Watch our health. Boom. It's a full heal, guys. That's insane. And now we're at 760,000 defense. We're at 28% damage reduction, and we have guard still. And then we also have, you know, B-Pan's active skill buff. We have this guy's 50% support buff up. We are cooking here. Let's go ahead, and we will grab just some orbs with B-Pan. It doesn't really matter. And let's go ahead. Let's see. This is going to be the best rotation that we get out of Bulma here. What do we have? 5 out of 7 links activated. Again, support from B-Pan, support from Kid Goku, and, you know, her own active skill support. We're looking great. Now, her 3 key, 37% 2-turn support that she gets with 5 key spheres does not actually apply to herself. It only applies to all other allies. So that is just something to keep in mind. But, you know, I don't think we're going to see a weak attack stat out of her right here. Yeah, 22 million with a 50% chance to crit right here. And this isn't like an unrealistic thing in her kit or anything. Like, this is just something that she has, and then she gets a guaranteed 14 million additional super attack, and then she could do what she does, and she gets a 15 million. Guys, the amount of damage that Bulma just did on this turn. Now, we got really unlucky with the crits. We had a 50% chance to crit on all 3 of those, and we did not get it, but, I mean, good luck doing damage to me, buddy. Yeah, I mean, not after all that. And then even B-Pan's up to a 2.7 million. I mean, that's really high for her. She's also getting support from Bulma and Kid Goku. Oh, could you imagine if we actually got the B-Pan KO screen there of her, like, being happy in the flowers? I guess we can let, like, Jackie Chun finish it off. Sure, why not, you know? Let's give him a little bit of finish, and then we will move into the breakdown. So let me know what you guys thought about Bulma here, and let me know if you pulled her. I definitely think that she is worthy of getting with your carnival coins. I have used her at 55% since release in May, and I have had no issues using her at 55% in all of these tough events. Even the new red zone stages, she'll take a little bit more damage in there because, you know, obviously she's missing out on a ton of attack and defense from her links. But again, I had, before rainbowing her, you guys can go see, I had several videos up on the channel of me taking her into there before these part 2 banners dropped with her on them. So again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you decided to pick up Bulma with your coins, or if this video convinced you to, and let's go ahead and move into the breakdown. Alright, so this is a quest that makes wishes come true. Bulma Youth, Dragon Ball Seekers, or Dragon Ball Saga category allies, key +4, HP attack and defense 150% is her leader skill. Her super attack is the Machine Gun of Fury. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and lowers attack. That is her 12 key super attack. Her 18 key super attack is Bulma and Oolong Survival Strategy. Greatly raises attack and defense. Again, that's a 50% buff for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and a high chance performing a critical hit. This applies to all attacks that she does on the rotation. I guess it would help if you guys could see my cursor. But right here, this will apply to all attacks she does on the rotation after getting her 18 keys. So, you know, if you get an additional super attack at all or just an additional normal from the hidden potential system, it will have a 50% chance to crit, which is why I don't really think you need to go crit on this character. Right down here, this is her passive skill. The complete collection of the 7 Dragon Balls activates entrance animation upon entry once only. She gets key +3 and guard for 7 turns from the start of turn. She gets key +4, attack and defense 177% at the start of turn for free. So that's a total of 7 key for 7 turns. Lots of 7s in her passive, as you can tell, you know, 7, 7, 7. Randomly changes a key sphere of certain type to, or STR excluded to rainbow. Again, this is very good that she's not changing STR key spheres. It means that you can get a little bit of healing from her throughout the fight if the rainbow orbs that she changes happen to be clustered around some STR orbs. I've had that happen several times where she'll change orbs and they're right around a bunch of STR orbs, and then I can collect those. That'll give me some decent healing, and, you know, we can go on throughout the fight. She gets 7% damage reduction at the start of each turn, up to 77%. Again, you're probably never going to see this fully built up outside of like a burst mode, but this is just like a nice little extra ability that she has tacked on, you know, because like as soon as her guard wears off, she can tend to take damage because, you know, like the turn after her guard wears off, she'll only have like, what is it, 35% damage reduction built up. So like, you are prone to taking damage, but if you can keep her on rotation just a little bit longer and keep letting her get built up, you know, maybe you can end the fight somewhere around, you know, 50%. I mean, technically it'll be 49% damage reduction, but as long as you can survive a couple of turns without her guard in a longer fight, like maybe the Omega Shinron fight, you can get her defense up to a nice defensive level. So even after her guard wears off. It is a little bit riskier, though. She's a slot 1 unit pretty much on starting from basically her second turn. You can put her in slot 1 in most fights, but maybe in these new red zone stages, it's a little iffy depending on how many orbs you get. But if you can get a ton of orbs for even in these new red zone stages, she can be a slot 1 lock as where there even on turn 1. Maybe not at 55%. She'll take some damage. It's very dependent, right? You guys kind of get what I'm going for here. It's like, She can be slot 1, but it's kind of dependent on orbs, but if she has more dupes, then, you don't need as many orbs, things like that, right? So, but once she starts getting a couple turns of her damage reduction built up, then she can comfortably sit in slot 1, and that it is no problem. By the way, I'm going to do another showcase of this Bulma specifically against the new Goku Black and Zamasu fight later today. Not exactly sure what team I'm going to use yet, but be on the lookout for that video sometime today. She gets 17% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. So this is where I was talking about, she does need kind of orbs to determine if she can go in slot 1 or not. So if you open it up and she can only get like the bare minimum, 5 orbs or even less, maybe you want to be wary of putting her in slot 1. She gets an additional attack plus 77% with 3 or more key spheres obtained, and then she gives all allies key plus 3 and attack and defense 37%. Self-excluded, so this does not include her, for 2 turns with 5 or more key spheres obtained. This is honestly like the most valuable thing that she's bringing to the team, like in my opinion at least. All this stuff is good. It makes it to where you want to run her, but this is where it's like, this is where she becomes like a super valuable asset to the team, because she just makes so many teams just so much easier to run. You're essentially getting a free 3 key for all allies at all times whenever you're running her. It is just so good. Another thing, too, is that she actually works really well with Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo is kind of the reverse of Bulma, where he's really strong for the first couple of turns, and she kind of needs to wait a couple to get her damage reduction built up, whereas Orange Piccolo is pretty much ready to go, turn 1, slot 1, and you put them next to each other. Piccolo gets hit, and he gives 2 key to the rest of the rotation. Bulma collects 5 key spheres, and she gives 3 key to the entire rotation. So that's 5 key that they're sharing between each other. And then I believe they also share several links. They share like Brainiac, Solid Support, Fierce Battle, Legendary Powers. So like, that's 4 links, and Brainiacs is a really good link. So they actually do have some nice pairing together to where it's like, okay, you can put Orange Piccolo in the first slot for the first couple turns, let him get built up, and then after his guard wears off, you move him into slot 2, and now Bulma's in slot 1, and she can tank in, she can tank and hold everything down there, and they're sharing links, they're giving key, and it can just work out really well for, the team. And then she launches an additional super attack with 7 or more key spheres obtained, which is, again, very nice for her defense. Post super attack, Bulma can tank basically anything in the game right now, so that is really good. And then she does have the very powerful active skill, changes all key spheres to STR key spheres, all allies key plus 7, attack and defense 17%, and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. So that is for all allies. That is just, very, very, very powerful, obviously. You get to turn 7, you get Bulma's active skill out. Let's say hypothetically you have like future Gohan's domain out. You're going to be doing so much damage to these enemies. It is unreal. Links are pretty solid. Brainiac, Solid Support, Battlefield Diva, Fierce Battle, Guidance of the Dragon Ball, Incredible Adventure, Legendary Power. This is about the best we could have hoped for a Bulma. And luckily, she does have the 3 key support, and then she's giving herself 7 key as well. So, and then, Rainbow Orb changing key is not really an issue for her. And these links, I don't want to say they're common, but there are characters that you can get her links active with on her teams. And even if you can't, just Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and all of the support that she's giving, it's worth it to always run Bulma when you can. These are her current 200% leaders on Global, Yamcha, and Kid Goku. Kid Goku is the team that we showcased her on in this fight. I don't really like running Yamcha. I find him very risky, especially at 55%. These are her best linking partners. Nobody really super notable. She does link well with the Mais, which is good for like if you're running her on the future team. Since the new Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta lead all superclass allies 150% to stats. Just like they have their normal leader skill, but then they also have the superclass just so that you can tack on some extra units onto their team. So you can bring Bulma onto your team, and she'll link well with the Mai units. That is very nice. Again, I already mentioned Orange Piccolo. This is a great rotation. So I do like running Orange Piccolo and Bulma. There are several videos on my channel from the 8th anniversary where I was using those two together on the Final Trump Card team and the Power of Wishes team, so check those out. Surprisingly, Broly, Chilai, and Limo do work well with her as well, and they also need 7 orbs and, Bulma orb changes, so potentially they could, you can get some shenanigans out there with them. This STR Krillin's pretty good, and then, yeah, that's pretty much any character that you can just get, like, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Ball, that's going to help her out a lot. But again, her links don't really matter too much whenever you're looking at her. You just bring her. Like, you don't worry about her links at all. You just worry about getting her orbs so that she can get you this. And you don't worry about links after that. So, Let me know what you guys think about this STR Bulma, and she also does have free-to-play farmable super attacks. This is the April Fool's Bulma, and then this is from the, what is it, Looking or Searching for Mr. Right that they recently revamped this year, so you can farm her super attack up to 10 for free. So let me know what you guys think about this STRLR Bulma. I do think she is still, well, I think she is now, would probably be comfortable putting her as my #1 unit in the game. Not just because I have her rainbowed, but just because of the environment of the game that we're in right now. I don't think that there's a better candidate to put at 1. So, you know, just the fact that she can tank these big boss super attacks from turn 1 on the get-go is very valuable to me. She doesn't really need any build-up at all. I mean, she does, like, build up, but she doesn't, like, need it, per se. It just makes her better as the fight goes on up to the 7th turn, but then you get her active skill, and also these new fights, you're not really going to turn 7 very often, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you picked her up with coins, or if you even have enough coins to pick her up, or maybe you were on the fence about it. Let me know if this video helped you decide whether or not you should pick her up. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time.